This is Ed Fisher. Count It Off is one of my favorite podcasts. It's going to give you a good insight into what a lot of performers are doing and the songs that they write. It's good stuff.
Welcome to Count It Off with your host, Jeff Dayton, where we explore the world of music through the eyes of some fascinating guests. So get tuned up and let's count it off.
Welcome back to Count It Off. I'm your host, Jeff Dayton, out of Nashville, Tennessee. Today's episode is called Key West Roundup 2025. It's the second installment of an annual Key West party down there on Duval Street, is what it really is. Back in the day, the Parrot Heads in Paradise were there every year last week of October, and they lost their venue a few years ago, and rather than try to fit into smaller places, they decided to move up to the Hangout in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and for 3 years now, they've had a great event going up there. But the vacuum that was left when they left had a lot of fans who love going to Key West saying, why don't we keep going to Key West? And that's what's happening. It's called Trop RockN Duval, and it's kind of pretty much organized by 3 people and Beachfront Radio, and they've had a wonderful growing event every year. This year's the biggest one yet. So I've grabbed a few people that were down there, and we've done a quick interview with each of them, and hope you enjoy the perspective. Let's get right to it. Okay, Key West Roundtable, Trop RockN Duval 2025 continues. Mr. Dave McKinney.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, everybody. Great to be here. Great to see you again.
Oh, awesome, man. And, it's once a year, whether we plan it or not. But you're one of the event organizers, aren't you?
Well, I've known Andy Forsyth for so long, and then we knew that the big event was moving. Great decision for them. And Andy was, Tim Campbell, Andy, everybody we got to fill this void.
Yeah.
So we all sat around and we just like, what should we do? And it was like, well, build it and they will come. And that's what's happened.
And this is year 3.
Year 3, absolutely. And every year we see more and more people.
I think it's true. I mean, I'm seeing so many people here and they're all coming for the music.
Well, yes. But this town, what can we say about this town, Key West? I mean, you can't find another place like it. You can find other places that maybe have great music. You can find other places that are maybe tropical and have a great island feel. Mm-hmm. You got it both here. Oh, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I was telling Beth, and you could walk 30 feet and there's another bar with music.
With music going on, yep. Yeah. And I don't even know if I could guess how many musicians are down here. 80?
Yeah, I would say 50 to 80 maybe.
And it's just amazing. So they're all, Andy Forsyth found them all a place to play, which has been great. And, I helped him. He talked about having sound systems and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of things behind the scenes. And then everybody gets there and they don't even notice. It's seamless. And all we got to do is set the table for these guys to bring their music.
Yeah. And so the fans come from all over. I'm sitting with some folks from Long Island.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
He was the former chapter president of the New York Parrot Head Club.
Yeah. It's fantastic. I'm from the greater Richmond, Virginia area. And I just saw 2 people from my area that, I haven't seen in 4 years, and I'm in Key West, and I get to see them.
That's so cool.
Isn't that funny,
That's really cool. What got you into trop rock music?
Buffett.
Yeah.
For sure, Buffett. You
know more Buffett songs than anybody I know.
I hope, possibly. I'm waiting to come across the guy that maybe might know as many or more than me, but I mean, it's, Jimmy was the original trop rocker.
Yeah.
He wrote that amazing song Margaritaville that just inspired so much. And it was just, I just started learning his songs. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll start to write a little bit, but I don't want to plagiarize. I don't want to steal anything from him. I just want to be influenced by him. And so I started doing that. And the last couple of years, I've been doing an official tribute. I go out and I pay tribute to Jimmy, and we make sure it's a tribute show and not just some, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Because Jim, there'll never be another Jimmy Buffett. I mean, the guy it was amazing what he was able to do. And as a person, just as much.
Wow.
I would say.
Did you get to know Jimmy at all personally?
Never met him. Never met him.
I'm in the same boat.
Plenty of people that were in his orbit.
Yeah.
Immediate orbit that I have talked to. And never really, it's one of those things you can't be like, hey, can you get me in to see the man? You just got to figure out if it's ever going to happen. Yeah. And so, I think they appreciated that because that's a lot of pressure and they got a lot of people that do that.
Oh, and everybody wants a piece of their time.
Of course.
I work with Tab Laban, who's the guitar player for Art Garfunkel.
Oh, wow.
And he and I have a show with Eddie Kilgallen called Garfunkel, Manilow, and Campbell.
Yeah.
And he talks about how Art just doesn't want people coming in the studio. He doesn't want to do meet and greets and shake hands. I mean, why not? I mean, you've got other things to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had my band, we had Doyle Grisham with us back in the spring.
Yeah, great steel player.
Yeah, and unbelievable. And so, it was really very cool, and as a band, we kind of made sure it's like, we're not going to jump all over this guy to tell us stories. Like, let's just hang with him. Let's play some great music and see what happens. And, I think once he got a little comfortable, he came around and, I remember this one time, and, and all that kind of stuff. But if you don't pressure him, that's good. But that to me, that's such a cool hang, right?
Yeah.
And,
it really is. Yeah.
So,
I've mentioned several times too that Jimmy Buffett's music has been such an inspiration to me as a lyricist. And the fact that he could do Woman Going Crazy on Caroline Street or The Oldest Surfer on the Beach or anything like that. He's got the courage to put that out there and make it his own.
Absolutely. And, he just told stories.
Yeah.
All that early stuff, especially in the 70s. I mean, it was just, this just happened to me. Let me go sit down and write a song about it.
Yeah.
And then the way he did it was just amazing. I mean, one of my all-time favorites because of the story is Grapefruit Juicy Fruit.
Oh yeah.
And that was like date night with him going up to the drive-in just north of Key West. Mixing up, cheap gin, couldn't afford anything expensive, a little grape juice and trying to get his date a little, what I mean? It's like, and he would tell the story, he didn't even see the end of the movie, it's just, but I mean, like you and I are standing here on Duval. I mean, that's just moments away where that happened, and so I think the way that he, and this songwriters in Nashville will sit down and write stories and maybe it never happened. They just came up with a story and it's a great song. And then there's guys in Nashville sit down. You know what happened to me the other day? And so but that was just Jimmy Buffett.
It was, yeah.
That's what he did. He just wrote his stories and about his life and right up until the very end, Bubbles Up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bubbles Up, that was a real thing that happened, Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to seeing Will Kimbrough here this week, because he wrote 5 of the songs on that final album.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Over 20 with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Spent a whole bunch of time.
Yeah. I could say I wrote 2 songs with Jim Mayer. That was on his Uncle Jim Funky as a Diaper album. But
and when guys like that who have been around guys like that, it's like there's credibility factor there. So that's fantastic. Jim Mayer, wow. The whole core Reefer band. I don't think it can go wrong with what those guys did, how they approached it, what they did for Jimmy. Of course, I think the final lineup in that band started in 96, I think. Maybe 95. The final
when
lineup.
The Mayers and Roger came in. Yeah.
Mayer, Rogers, and then, Tina and Nadira I remember seeing Jimmy in late 80s, early 90s. There was 2 other women that were on that stage with him. And then finally, I think 95, 96, he had Tina and Nadira. Yeah. They were there in, 2023, right here in this town.
Every interview that we've done for this episode has been about Trop Rock, but that means it's going to be about Jimmy Buffett.
I think so too. I think you can't deny it. Sometimes, if I'm doing a songwriter show and it's an evening to share my stuff, there's some songs I'll open up with and I'll say, this is one of several songs I wrote for Jimmy Buffett. And then I'll sit there and everyone will look and then I'll say that he never heard.
Beautiful. Well, you do bear a certain resemblance too,
I've been told that and it helps for my tribute band. I've got some entertainment agencies that are kind of looking at it like they only hire authentic tribute bands.
Right.
The tribute band world has just gone off the charts.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you look around and there's some Van Halen and Bon Jovi and Billy Joel and Fleetwood Mac. And then you look and you're like, wow. It's like not like oh my God, I think it's that person, but it's like a resemblance. And so I've had a few come back and say, well, there's a lot of good bands out there and your band's very good, but wow. And I'm like, I'm the same height, different bank account.
Not the stack of cash isn't as tall either.
And I was very fortunate. This went away quick on the top of my head.
Oh yeah. He's combing back his lack of hair in the middle there. I love it. Man.
And then I go to Walgreens and I get a pair of aviators and there you go.
That's it, man.
So,
well, Dave, thank you so much for talking to everybody. And if you want to chime in, go to radiojeffro@gmail.com and you send messages. I'll forward them to everybody. It's been a pleasure and thank you for keeping this event going. It's interesting that Jimmy passed while this festival was in its infancy, but his final message to us all was keep the party going, and you guys are doing it.
Yeah, man. Well, you're a big part of it too. We're so excited that you've become a part of it too. So I hope that continues on.
Thank you.
And thanks so much for, asking me to come and be a part of this.
All right. Dave McKinney, once again. Thanks.
Right. Thanks, everybody.
All right. All right. That was Dave McKinney. Hope you enjoyed that. And we're going to jump right into an interview with another wonderful trop rocker named Beth Travers. Here we go with Beth. Trop RockN Duval 2025 Roundtable. Here we have the wonderful Beth Travers.
Very nice to see you, Jeff.
Oh, you're one of my favorite hippie chicks down here. You really are.
You're one of my very favorite artists.
Oh, thank you.
The real deal. You're the real deal.
Oh, I'm trying to impress somebody. I don't know. Yeah.
I think you impress a lot of people.
Oh, aren't you kind? Aren't you kind? Where's home for you these days?
I live in Inglewood, Florida, a little south of Sarasota, and then also in Nashville still.
Yeah, because you're a Nashville writer. I mean, I've seen you at the Commodore many times over the years.
We talked about that. I think we knew some of the same people back in the day, little while ago.
Yeah.
So it's good to be rolling on,
Yeah, you should see the smile on her face right now.
I love it up there. I love writing up there.
Yeah, it's a great town for that, and it's a great place to get handed your hat when you think you've got something together.
Oh yeah, it's a town that will put you in your place. There's always 10 people waiting behind you, but you get your own thing. You learn you have your own thing.
Yeah. Has that been a good journey for you, coming from what you thought you had to do to what you're doing?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've had so many good opportunities and so many really, really prestigious near misses and, like being in and being out and writing great stuff. And I've got a lot of cuts around the world. You make a little bit of money here and a little money there.
Yeah, you do.
You find your way.
Yeah.
Find your way.
Somebody was talking about that, I think it was Kenny Chesney on Sunday morning the other day. And he said that it took him a while to finally figure out just to be himself and not to be, pushing hard to do something that wasn't even where he was at.
That's really well put, because it was a lesson that took me a long time. You try so hard. Yeah. And then when you ease up and you just say, I'm going to do this for me again. Like I'm going to back up and just do this the way I like it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the path opens up. So it's kind of a magical thing.
I like that. The path opens up,
Yeah.
I have a line in a new song, which will probably be on the next record. And I said something like, I'm finally happy fitting in my shoes.
Oh, okay. Well, this is kind of going to be an age thing, but I said I got a lot more comfortable in my skin when it got looser. But it's very much like what you said. Like I'm comfortable in my own skin now.
Yeah. I released a song last year called Old Cowboy, and it says, the years are going fast and my bones are healing slow.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a really I love those thoughtful lines like that. We talk about being all happy, no sad songs, but I love those kind of thoughtful things that you put in songs.
And for people like you and me, Beth, we have had all those years of publishers saying up-tempo positive love song.
I know. I got so tired of love songs. I almost never write love songs now. I love the beach. Everything's about love and everything's about having fun, but there are other subjects. It doesn't all have to be about, I kind of call it angst now. Uh-huh. I don't have to feel all that angst all the time.
Yeah. I've been realizing that I'm writing more songs about love when I'm not even in love at the moment, but about the love that I want to have or the love that I did have, things like that. And I know that people relate to that, a lot more than my dog named Fritz or something like that. Yeah. They might have a dog they like, but I'll take that out of there.
I think you're very crafty with your words. And that's really the thing, is to be able to bring that love thing in a way that you've got a subject on the song and then you turn it around for people and they can totally identify like the love in their life just like lines up with your song.
Yeah. After Jimmy Buffett passed, I started becoming the last guy at the party. You know what I mean? I'm always the last guy. Jason Isbell, I was the last guy at the party.
That's good.
With AI, I'm the last guy to know anything about it, but I'm learning.
Yeah.
And with Jimmy, I was so emboldened by his courage as a lyricist. And I thought, if he can write a song called Death of an Unpopular Poet, there's hope for me. And so I wrote a couple of songs in the last records. One was called Circling the Moon, and another one's called Hemingway's Cats. And, just to have the courage to write a song with quality lyrics and reach instead of just what rhymes with shoes.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you think of?
Booze.
Yeah.
but I've been listening to this music for a while.
Yeah. What about beach music? Yeah, right. We're on a song already. Listen to this. Y'all just close your ears while we write one.
Yeah.
What is it about beach music that draws you in?
I think Jimmy Buffett drew me in first. I always tell people he got me first with Migration. It was like I got married too early and it cost me much more than a ring. So I became a big fan of his.
Was that his
in Arizona before I even got back to the beach, and my family was from Florida.
Oh.
They kind of raised me on a sailboat, so I always felt like he was writing my heart. That just hit home for me. Yeah. So I feel like you said, he just wrote what he wanted to write. I mean, it's great writing.
Yeah.
And the lines are great, but he didn't stick to what Nashville called the formula all the time. And he didn't a lot of times you go to a publisher in Nashville and you got this thing you want to say and you say it really well. And they say, well, how do you want to say that?
Yeah.
Like edited that down, but Jimmy Buffett just said it the way he wanted to. And I always felt like it was like right genuine from the heart.
Well, I think we're kind of zeroing in on a common theme with everybody I've talked to about Jimmy, especially that he had the courage to be his own artist and not to worry about Nashville. And the fact that, Jimmy, was friends with Jerry Jeff, and Jerry Jeff recognized that Jimmy wasn't doing it in Nashville. I mean, he was barely getting anywhere, and hauled him down here, talked him into working on a car, for him. Like, I'm working on this car, and it turned out to be Jerry Jeff's car.
That's so cool.
They jumped, and everybody's kind of knows that story. Again, I'm the last guy, but coming down here and realizing that this is where a lot of his heart was, because he was a sailor growing up. And
right.
I honestly, I come down here every year like you do. And I love this festival. What about Trop RockN Duval brings you in?
Well, it had a wide open feel to it. It felt good natured and easygoing, and it's growing like exponentially now. But it just had this wonderful open feel. Everyone loves to come down here, and when Moda moved, I felt like there was sort of a gap. Mm-hmm. But when everyone came down here for this, it was like a little bit of a lighter atmosphere, I thought. Not so much pressure. And so I was just dragged right in.
I think that maybe, we were talking about that vacuum that was created when they whooshed out of here, but it was not really their plan. It was just that the Casa Marina underwent that remodel.
Right.
So that cavity, that space that was left here, I think there's, as you said, a freedom, but I think this is more for the fans than anything I've been part of.
Yeah. And not going away from Modem, because I went both places the last few years, up until this year.
Yeah.
And they're both just fantastic festivals, just really well run, and the venues are great. And in both areas, I just felt really welcome here. It's closer to home for me too.
Yeah.
It's kind of an easygoing kind of deal.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I played Modem the first year they were up there in Gulf Shores, and it was so much fun and a lot of people, but it did sort of split the squad in some ways.
Yeah, it did, but I think there's room for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a lot of people. Everything's full. Nobody's suffering.
One thing about Key West, though, is that you're 10 feet from the next stage. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the awesome things. The walking around and enjoying the music everywhere here it's just kind of magical.
Well, thanks, Beth. What's new on your horizon?
I'm ready almost for another project. I've been writing and get together with my people. So I'm starting to crave another EP or something like that.
Yeah.
I've got some fun new songs.
And
sometimes when you get busy playing and you're doing these, you pretty much have to do the things you already have out. So I really want to get in the studio. I've got some new stuff with Mark Molsch and with Greg Mahaley and a few other people, some Albie King stuff and some stuff with my friends in Nashville. So I get excited about the new things. You know how it is. You're a writer.
Yeah.
The new things kind of eat up your brain power.
Yeah. It's sort of like I could picture, a gal has pictures of her new baby and they don't ask how the other 4 kids are. They want to see the baby.
And that's how songs are. They're your babies, and they take up a lot of brain space because you're not as automatic on them as you are about the old songs. So I think I think the back of your brain kind of obsesses on the new songs a little bit.
Good observations. Yeah, I kind of think of it as I'm always trying to create something that I haven't already done. I'm not here to repeat,
Right.
and so, yeah, it's fun. I've got a huge stack of stuff coming on my next record. And,
Oh, that's great.
yeah, and I love it. And I'm really having fun and being, serious and telling stories about characters. I love the story songs about people and about situations. And I've got some hot bluegrass on there.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear.
Oh, yeah. And I pulled in some all-stars to help me out. So,
Oh, that's great.
Beth Travers, thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm honored. I'm honored to be on your show.
Oh, all right. We'll see you
Thank
soon.
you so
Okay.
much.
Fins up.
All right, fins up. Bye.
Isn't she wonderful? That's Beth Travers, and we're going to keep the music going here and get over and talk to one of the other event organizers of Trop RockN Duval, and this is Tim Campbell. Listen in. All right, we're back with another guest on the Key West Roundup 2025. We've got a wonderful guy. This is Tim Campbell. Say hey.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Going good. What's home for you now?
Home is Virginia. It's Manassas, just outside of DC, a little ways.
Okay, sounded like you said something else, but I'll say it's Manassas. That was one of the first battles of the Civil War there, wasn't it?
Yeah, and actually it's Bristow, which nobody knows where Bristow is, but
Yeah.
it's Manassas is the closest
Historic
little town.
And you're one of our Trop Rock artists down here for Trop RockN Duval, which is obviously in the past now that we're, taping this during the festival. But what brings you down here for this?
Well, I was happened to be one of the founders, so I was proud to do that with Dave McKinney and Boomer Blake, and we kind of said we want to keep the thing going down on Duval Street that's been there for 20 years.
Yeah.
So that brought us down, and thank God you come down and make this a much better event, and it's just growing every year. So
Well, and I think, is this our 3rd year or 4th year?
This is the 3rd year.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there was a big footprint left when, the whole Modem and Parrot Heads in Paradise pulled out of the Casa Marina because they were remodeling and there was no place for their shows. So you guys obviously saw that spot here. Everybody loves coming to Key West.
Yeah. And we knew, there was even though Modem was at the Casa, there was always stuff going on Duval Street, like say for 20 years. So we decided we wanted to keep it going same week, so we kind of didn't have a choice on that because it's right between Fantasy Fest and the boat races. And then I called Andy Forsyth from Beachfront Radio and I was like, Andy, can you give me your contacts? Cause we want to kind of keep a thing going down in Key West. And Andy goes, you're going back to Key West? I'm like, yeah. And, he goes, I'm in. And
Yeah.
he's an organizing machine.
Yeah. And he's done so well. And they have 500 registrations, 500 passports this year.
Yeah, it was quite a bit. Way more than last year. The first year, we thought if we just had 10 artists and 30 people show up, we'd have a successful event.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be, much larger than that. And then last year was just exponentially larger. And this year, it's early and it's crazy down here. There goes Isabella.
Yeah. She's one of our artists. I play her music on the podcast.
Yeah. And she's been, faithfully coming down here for all 3 years and just tearing up Key West.
Yeah. I love
Thank
it.
God she's down here too.
I met her years ago when she was probably 16 and her parents were squiring her around,
Yeah.
But awesome to see a young artist come up like this. I mean, we have some wonderful women like, Aubrey Wallet and, the other gals, Caroline Jones, that are doing great and they're out there on big stages.
Yeah, not Aubrey Wallet. She's one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
She is like the real deal. She's such a sweetheart on top of being, super talented. And this genre, she fell right into this genre. She didn't come from another one into this. Seems like it's in her soul.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's great of you to take time to talk to us. And we're just going to try to collect some names and people and chime in. What is it about Trop Rock that you love?
Me, I'm not a musician who found Trop Rock. I'm a beach volleyball player that loved the beach music. Eventually I picked up a guitar at the age of 45 and Trop Rock was it's where my heart's been since I was in my 20s. So I picked up a guitar to learn Trop Rock. So.
Man, well, that's great. And, all of us grew up with Jimmy Buffett. It's amazing that his music is still so vibrant. And the cool thing about this festival is that he passed since you guys started this. So now there's a whole resurgence of appreciation for him, isn't there?
Yeah. And, like I say, for me, Key West is Buffett because it's a woman going crazy on Caroline Street. He went down to Captain Tony's. Tin Cup Chalice is right about Mallory Square there. So for me, that's the heart of Buffett's music is right here in Key West.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then you guys have a big Friday night show, which unfortunately we can't promote, but you're already sold out. But tell us how you got that started.
That was, again, it was Boomer, Dave, and I said we want to do a Jimmy Buffett tribute show, but we didn't want to do the typical, show. We wanted to hit some of the deeper cuts. And what we did was we decided to do it chronologically. And that turned into a bigger deal than we thought because it ended up 8 hours of phone calls just to come up with a set list. He has 30 albums and we had to narrow that down to 30 some songs. Yeah. And that was the toughest part, was narrowing it down and chronologically from his first album all the way through to Bubbles Up.
I love that. I love going deep on his records too. And I was the last guy at the party probably to get into the deep catalog stuff. And, especially since he passed. But I've got that weekly podcast on Beachfront Radio and called Podcasts and Fresh Tracks. And we finish up interviews like this and then we backfill the hour with whatever's coming up. And I've found a lot of those songs like The Oldest Surfer on the Beach. And, I just love that stuff.
I've definitely found some new favorites, when rehearsing and learning these deeper cuts. And we're honored this year to be joined by Will Kimbrough and Roger Bartlett.
Yeah.
And so that really, it's really going to be fun being up there on stage with those guys doing a show.
It will be fun. Roger's been a guest on the show and he'll be joining Dave Matchett and myself at 5:30 here today, which unfortunately, again, it happened in the past by the time you hear this. But what a history piece he is, and what a great guy.
Oh, yeah. And he's so funny, but because he doesn't cutting on you, he doesn't crack a smile. So you're like, is he serious or is he not? So you gotta watch out for him.
He wouldn't be the only one that's high down here on this street. But Tim Campbell, thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for doing all this.
That sure is fun to get to hear about the beginning of Trop RockN Duval like that. Folks, if you're ever thinking, what am I going to do the last week of October next year? Head on down to Key West and join all these fun people. We're going to bring in a couple more guests for this episode, and the next one in is a really interesting lady that I ran into in the airport as I was leaving town. And she is a fifth-generation original conch, and that means she's a native Bahamian, 5 generations on Key West, and she's got a great story. Let's check it out. All right, we're on the road again, Key West, Roundtable 2025, and I just ran into the most fascinating woman. Her name is Carmen. Good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you doing?
Great, thank you.
Now, the thing that really attracted the conversation was you said that you are a 5th generation Key Wester?
Yes.
Tell me what that is.
A 5th generation Key Wester is considered a conch. Kind of like if you're from New York, you're a Yankee, Georgia, you're a Georgia Peach. If you're a Key Wester, you're a conch. In order to be, you could be born and raised here and you're considered a saltwater conch, 7 years or longer, you're freshwater or honorary. A native conch is Bahamian. In the 1800s, Europeans fled to the Bahamas. Key West is the sister city to Green Turtle Cay, Abacos. They fled to the Bahamas and then shortly after fled the Bahamas, fleeing the Bahamian loyalists and relocated to the Florida Keys. There's conchs throughout the Keys, Marathon, Key Largo, but the majority of them are Key Westers.
Awesome. Well, now you've seen early days of Jimmy Buffett, you mentioned too. Describe that a little bit.
I remember seeing Jimmy Buffett on a bicycle as a hippie.
Late 60s, something like that?
No, it was late 70s. I'm going to say 78, 79, 80. And then I remember seeing him at the house next door to Louis' backyard. I apologize. Louis' backyard, there was a house and he used to live there. To my knowledge, I could be wrong. Swimming on the beach, just hanging out. He was just a regular guy on a bicycle.
What else have you seen happening music-wise here in Key West?
I love the Songwriters Festival in April. I like when Kenny Chesney pops up. I love when he pops up and does random, songs at Sloppy Joe's or wherever.
Yeah, we had dinner over there at the what's the name of that place across from Pepe's?
Waterfront Brewery or Bo's Fish Wagon.
Bo's Fish Wagon, yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember him. He had his truck on the corner of Fleming and Duval Street. It was a pickup truck and a little food truck. And that's where he started before he opened that on Caroline Street.
Yeah. What do you see in the future for Key West? I mean, you're fifth generation. You've had time to kind of oversee things. Your family got here in the 1800s, I guess.
Yes, our homes were built in 1875. The people that own the house, it should still be in our family, but when you're a grandchild, you don't have a say. 5 generations went through that house. The people that have it now are 2 architects out of Colorado. Awesome people. I love them because they love the house and they got the historical ceramic preservation star for it. I think it's for the essential worker. There's a housing crisis.
And the prices keep going up, don't they?
Yes, they do. It's really disheartening, to say the least.
Nashville's going through that too, where I live. I mean, I've been in and out of there, lived there a long time, but 40 years of being a songwriter in town. And, the cost of the housing has quadrupled in most parts.
Yeah, I've never visited Nashville. My mother used to have a home 20 miles south of Knoxville, which I loved going. This time of year, I would be there right now for the September, October time to see the leaves change. We did Gatlinburg twice a year, but I've passed through Nashville at night 4 times on a 9-state road trip. And I just thought it was a beautiful city at night. However, I've never physically stopped and visited Nashville, but I would like to. And it's sad that that's happening.
Yeah, it's kind of a madhouse on Broadway. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time and all the best to you and all the native conchs. All righty?
Thank you.
Okay.
There's not many of us left.
Yeah.
No, they've sold and moved to northern Florida, central Florida.
What an honor to meet you and talk to you. Thanks so much. Yeah, thanks for that, and appreciate your input from a 5th-generation native conch. And now we're going to have Drake Leonard. He's an old salty dog from Nashville. He really fits the Keys well. He's got a great life, a great gig, and we're going to visit with him and finish up our interviews right now. Here comes Drake. Well, hey, Count It Off is on the road again. We're down here in Key West, Florida. I'm sitting with my old pal, Drake Leonard. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. And
Fine morning it is there, Mr. Jeff.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, and Drake just showed me a picture of David Ball and Buck Owens and my pal Drake here. You have been some places, haven't you?
I'm well traveled.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Rattle off a couple of the artists that you've worked with.
Let's see. I started out in Nashville with a guy named T. Graham Brown back in 1986. What was his big hit then? I Tell It Like It Used to Be.
Yeah.
And then I got a job with Ricky Van Shelton in 87. And I worked with him. He had about 21 number 1 hits while I was working with him.
Yeah, we were talking at breakfast about Jack to a King.
Yeah, Jack to a King. I think that was his 2nd number 1.
Okay, so you were there in the heyday.
I was there for all the award shows, and I got to see the United States, learn my geography the hard way. Played every venue from Madison Square Garden to the Jay Leno show and everything in between.
Dude, that's great. I never even got to that level, but I did get to, do Conan O'Brien with Kenny Chesney. That was fun.
Well, that and $20 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So, But I've done all that.
Man, that's great. And then, we've talked all morning at breakfast over here at, what's the name of that place we went?
Harpoon Harry's.
Harpoon Harry's, yeah. We sent a shout out to our friend Brent Mason.
Brent Mason. Hello, Brent.
Yeah. If he's listening, he's a busy cat. He's played on so many things. But you're down here in Key West full time now, huh?
Yes, sir. I've been down here for 7 years.
Yeah. And doing well at that?
Play music every day.
Really?
And yes, sir. And love it. Loving life.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you is we're going to grab some other folks from Key West this week. I'm down here for Trop RockN Duval. So when you hear this, it'll already be over. But there are so many great guys down here that come into town. But the guys that I want to try to catch up with are the ones like you, Drake, that live here. And what's it like trying to make a living here?
As a musician, I find it's been easy for me. But there's plenty of work for music guys down here. And I travel to most of my music jobs on my bicycle.
Man, they're going to start showing up at the airport saying, "Where's my bicycle?"
I got 3.
Dang.
I have 3.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and we stopped by your place on the way to breakfast, and you've got a cozy little spot there. It's just, you wouldn't even know anything about it from the street.
yep. Got a huge swimming pool.
Oh, dude, you're living the life down here, and the weather's good all year long, right?
Very blessed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Well, how many guys you think are grinding it out as locals?
How many music guys down here? It's hard to say, really is. But God, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Okay, well, maybe we'll
There's no shortage.
Yeah. There are a lot of
It's not like Nashville. It's the world's best kept secret.
Well, and we talked a little bit about all the guys that love coming down here, that have and do have a place down here that maybe they used to, but of course, Jimmy Buffett, what were you saying about old Jimmy?
I've ran into Jimmy a couple of times, never really talked with him, but I love his stuff. I play his songs out in the ocean 6 days a week.
Man, you got to tell us about that gig.
It's with Fury Water Adventures. The event is called Commotion on the Ocean. Big catamaran, holds about 120 people, wow. Band, crew, and tourists.
Yeah.
And put 100 people on there every day and go out in the ocean for 2 hours and sing to the tourists and a handful of dolphin when they show up.
Oh, yeah.
And they seem mesmerized by the music. They just,
really?
They get right in front of the boat and,
That's amazing. The communication.
They seem interested in it. That there will, a lot of times you'll see them, and next thing you know, they're right in front of the boat.
I wonder if they're talking to themselves at dolphin bedtime, saying they played the same songs last night.
Yeah. Well, they seem to like this one particular song, John Mayer song that we do, No Such Thing. Uh-huh. And so whenever we spot them, I'll go, let's play the song the dolphin like.
Oh, man. That's something else. Well, you got the biggest smile in town. Drake and I used to work together in Nashville when I was doing some of the hotels, like at the Omni Hotel when that first opened up, and Jack Daniels at the Opryland Hotel. That was a lot of fun.
And we met up in Kentucky with Tabitha.
Oh, my God.
Tabitha Rowland. If you're listening, Tabitha, hello.
Man, now that's where that started. I ended up playing on her record or wrote a song with her or something.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's been a while. I hope she's doing great. We played a little gig at this place called Hog Wild. Do you remember that?
Good people. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Land Between the Lakes.
Tabitha. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it started.
Tabitha always took good care of us.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She did. I had a great time with that. Well, man, it's good to see you down here, and glad you're having a great time. You're a baseball fan, which I am as well. Yes. And you're one of the success stories. I mean, you could have stayed in Nashville and been running around in the tourist traffic down on Broadway, and it's not the same.
Yeah, I figured I'd gotten all I was going to get out of Nashville. It was time for the next part of life, and I landed in a lucky spot.
Now, you mentioned a club that you played at when you first got to town that everybody played at.
Hog's Breath Saloon.
Yeah.
I used to come down here and play for 2 weeks at a time. They give us a nice band house, 1 meal a day, and a bicycle to ride.
Oh.
Great in February.
Oh, man. That's so cool. That's so cool. Back in Nashville, what was the name of the club that you were playing back in?
Oh, I played all those places downtown, Tootsie's, Legends. This is when all of it was down there in one block. Mm-hmm. To play across the street, you might as well be in Cookville playing. Not like that anymore.
No, I remember playing over at the Wagon Wheel when that was there, and Wolfie's,
the Wagon Wheel. They had the coolest marquee, and they tore it down.
Yeah. And that was over there by the Ernest Tubb record shop, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, that's all been mowed down by these big multi-level bars. I can't even guess, 40 bands playing 5 shifts a day, maybe 10 o'clock,
I don't know.
10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m. Yeah, and a 4-day like that.
Enough time to mop the floor and restock the coolers.
Man, yeah. Well, it's a grind, but so many people are coming to town. So you found yourself a really sweet spot down here. Key West is amazing.
I'm very, very fortunate. Yes, indeed. Come visit.
All right. Well, thank you. Drake Leonard is our guest here from Key West, throwing the peace sign to all of y'all. And
peace, love, and understanding.
There we go. All right. Thanks, Drake. Peace, love, and understanding indeed. Hey, thanks for listening again. I'm Jeff Dayton. Thanks to our guests, Drake Leonard, Tim Campbell, Dave McKinney, Beth Travers, and our friend Carmen, the 5th generation conch. Hey, it's been fun, and I hope you've enjoyed the Key West Roundup for 2025. We'll hopefully do it again next year. Meanwhile, you can email me. It's radiojeffro@gmail.com. Again, radiojeffro@gmail.com. And we will see you again down the road. Thanks for listening to Count It Off.
Bye, everybody. Hey, baby.
Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed this show. We invite you to check out all the other episodes and share this channel with all of your friends. Until next time, peace.